Where were we? Emerging from the same doorway, the dog. Yeah, okay. I know I should have worn my brown boxes. Why are you afraid? Are you just afraid of everyone's dad, Anon? At this moment, all my mind can think about is how Fang's dad caught me in Fang's room with her. I felt that Meteor Dodger was going to put my head on the wall. Oh, bonjour. You must be Anon, oui? I'm waiting for his welcoming facial expression to become hostile, waiting for him to spit in my face and yell at me to get away from his daughter. I wait for a couple of seconds, but it doesn't happen. I guess French people are fucking sluts after all. Other than the slight confusion growing across his face from my silence. Yeah, sorry about that. I stumbled as the words fell out of my mouth like vomit! Nice to meet you, I'm sorry about everything that happened. C'est pas grave. You do not need to apologize. A look of concern grows across the man's face as he reads the remorse on my face. Allez-vous. Let us go to the living room and discuss matters. Let us go to the living room and discuss matters. Emotions supposed to follow him as he whistles, prompting the excited dog to rush to the owner's side. I assume taking us to Estella and her mother are. If it's not a dad I should worry about, what if a mom's a hot ass? Jesus, don't calm yourself. Try to break the ice. French people love breaking ice. Right. You have an adorable dog, by the way. I love the name too. I mutter as I focus on holding on to Rosa while trying not to trip on the two in front of me. Mrs. Baudelaire lets out a chuckle in response. Oh, merci. We have wanted a dog for the longest time. When we adopted our Samoyed, Stella was the one to pick the name. I gotcha. What you saying now? Dog's name was again? Despite my body refusing to face me, his body language showed excitement as question. Oh, we have named her Ghibli. Ghibli. Mibibli. She was named after that studio that made those cartoon movies that we watched with Stella when she was a young girl. You made her watch fucking that Ghost House one? Spirited Away? That's the name. You can't watch that with a child, man. I watched that as a child. I thought it was neat. I really liked the fucking train on the water. That was like, wow, that's neat. I'd love to be there. That's so nice and tranquil. Studio Ghibli, the greatest movie studio of all time. I mean, they're an animation studio. They don't really do the stuff a movie studio does. Like, they don't have sets or outfits or recordings. I wouldn't really call them a movie studio in that sense. Not to, like, demean animation, but, you know, it's like calling a sculptor a painter. A familiar yet shaky voice calls out as we approach the living room. Passing through the doorway, the four of us walk into the eccentric-looking living room, adorned with a mixture of art, both old and new, paired with framed photos decorating the walls, which surround us at a beautifully crafted furniture. What is this, fucking Minecraft? They crafted the furniture? Why can't you just call them well-made, Anon? Would it kill you to have some fucking decency? My eyes spot Stella curled into a ball on a red leather couch. God, they are sluts! Sitting next to her is a middle-aged Stegosaurus woman in a gray sweater, based on her hand facial features alone. She's to tell us, why are you pretending this is a mystery to solve? Like, odds are any child they have outside of Stella is significantly older than Stella, but not that old, or younger, and you'd be able to tell. Before any of us can utter a word, the dam breaks again, and Stella begins to sob as she burrows ahead into her mother's embrace. Shh. Her mother cooing softly, holding Stella close. I'm sorry, I ate all the dinner! No, Stella, you have nothing to apologize at all. The three of us are left standing in the doorway in the living room as Stella cries in her mother's arms. The dad's like, oh, sorry about that. Feeling a brush of fur, I almost tripped. I glance at Ghibli making her way towards Stella on the couch, jumping as she burrows her head. This is public, right? Yeah. I wonder where everyone is. People were excited to be here, and they haven't shown up, and I'm a little mad. I'm just putting my little hands in my little sides, going. All right. Pushing it in a way. Oh, almost as if she's pushing into her as a way of giving a hug. It's a Samoyed. What else would it do? It's okay, Stella. It's okay. Her father begins to move closer as he sits. I like how he begins to move closer and then he just magically starts sitting down too. Like, is he fucking sliding across the floor like his animation got busted? Why isn't her father moved closer before he began to sit down? Like, what is this order of operations you're doing? He's moving closer and sitting down, because as implies contemporaneousness. Beside Ghibli, reaching for the forlorn girl's head. I wouldn't call her forlorn. Forlorn is a really weird way to describe having a fucking panic attack, buddy. Let's look up the definition. Pitifully sad and abandoned or lonely. She's not really. Like, there's a whole family and a dog. Like, pitifully sad, yes. But forlorn, no.
You have been through a great deal of pain today. Why don't you go with Ghibli upstairs and relax in your room, eh? Your friends will still be here.
Okay, come on, Ghibli, let's go. Sarah let out a sniffle as she rose from the couch, wink wink, with the eager Samoyed following in pursuit. Rosa and I moved a bit from the door to let the two pass through, but as she did, her eyes meet, and we just fucking made out right there and then. The look of fear, sadness, and shame painted across her face. It's almost like she's not verbally asking for my forgiveness. She left the room. Wouldn't it be cute if you muttered you have nothing to forgive for, or you know anything? Put that fucking mutter to use, buddy. Have some emotional vulnerability. I don't know. Instead of having your incompetence solve all your problems for you, just say it. As she left the living room, the sound of footsteps and pitter-patters began to move upstairs. Like, I feel like Anon needing to be protected by his girlfriend and then trying his best to stand on his leg and failing. Like, all of that should probably eat away at the man's confidence and ability to control. Like, his locus of control should be shrinking as he assumes himself powerless in the situation. Well, the repair turned their attention towards us, specifically me. Shit, now that Stella's gone, that kind of put my head on a pike. I like how you had one set of parents, and you're just like, everyone sucks. Also, Samantha wasn't even that bad. Of course they are. Your date with their daughter causing to have a nervous meltdown because of all the shit ass you did on a date. Going to the arcade at the wrong time, not to mention how you attracted the attention of a psycho that wants you dead. Why'd you have to use a fucking... Also, Anna usually uses the A version. He does not use the hard R. So weird. Like, this guy really is a lot more lax with Anon's tongue on this, which is kind of weird. I mean, to be fair, I also threw around things like cunt, which is pretty stern stuff. Why wouldn't they want to kick you?
So, how are you feeling? Anon, was it?
My brain pauses for a moment as I hear the words uttered by the patriarch of the Baudelaire family.
Anon, why are you calling me patriarch? That's such a funny word.
Like, I hate this fucking word. I hate it so much. Everyone keeps throwing it around. If they're from a French family, that term is not... actually, I've been told that varies. From an actual Frenchman, I know. Why isn't he cursing me? Where's the curse? I see the pentagram! Kicking me out of the house?
Can you tell us what happened at the mall?
He asked us again, sharing his wife's same look of genuine concern. I wasn't prepared for this. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm sorry about that. My brain's a bit of a mess today.
It is no problem at all, my boy. You have been through a lot today, too. Come, please have a seat, both of you.
He addresses Rose and me warmly, despite the concern on his face.
So, can you tell me everything that happened today?
I like how we already did this with Rosa, and we have to do it again. Anna, for fuck's sake, all you're doing is repeating how shit your day was. Have a life. I explained everything I told Rosa earlier, which, again, from a writing perspective, this is an efficiency, and you should probably get fucking rid of that. Just have Rosa never bring it up and explain it right here, right now. Like, Rosa's giving you space, and then you explain it here, and that way you don't have to write this same fucking bullshit twice. Any editor will tell you to go fuck yourself if you try this shit. And it's not like you can't make it work otherwise. I'm just saying. And then Trish began to say some real nasty shit about Stella. It really got to her, too. And Stella punched her right in the face, and she went to the ground. Looking surprised at her father's face of amazement.
That's my girl.
His comment earned the slightly annoyed look of his wife before directing attention back to me again. Trish began to scream that she was going to kill her and ran straight towards her. Amanda gave it a tree in them, and that's when I almost died until Rosa got help. I got strangled, my head got rattled against the concrete. Pretty sure she stole my life insurance papers. The room went deathly silent as we all began digesting what had been said, giving us some thought. I think that listen, man, if my daughter came home injured, right? If I had a child or a friend and they came home and they were injured, and someone's like, oh yeah, someone almost killed me. And I'm like, for real? And he's like, yeah, for real. Like, they actually tried to murder me. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like, that's a serious escalation of the conversation. Like, murder? Like, actual straight-up murder was happening? What the fuck?
Forgive me for asking, boy, but were SP in the R world any insults that this young lady used?
Yeah, I answer, slightly surprised at her father's correct guess. It's almost like her dad is aware of the fact that she might have been dealing with some prejudices since, I assure you, your parents fucking know. My answer caused the degree of discomfort and sadness to grow the faces instead of span. Okay, listen. You want to know what you do instead of that? You want to know what you do instead of this? You just say the dad sighs, the mother looks away, and Stella grumbles. That's all you need. No emotions are described, and we can assume for ourselves that he's like, yes, we've dealt with this before. Like, again, if he sighs, that's all you need, because someone's sighing after hearing something like that. We're like, oh, yes, he must have had this before, and he's exhausted, because sighing is something you do when you're tired. But we don't get that nuance. We don't get characters emoting. We just get, this is the emotion. Digest it. I'm angry, says the character. Mon Dieu, hasn't our daughter been through enough? Why must kids be so cruel? I like how she says kids. Like, I assure... All I want to say, man, is... It's not a thing a French person would pick up. Their reactions, plus the emotions Rosa felt, proved that this must not have been the first time others treated... Yes! And in normal writing, you don't call that out to the reader. You fucking moron. But should I even ask? Also, if you just go with should I even ask, it also makes Anon sound snappier and more aware of the situation. Would there be overstepping some personal boundaries? Hell, you could bring this up and rephrase it, right? Should I even ask? This wasn't the first time, but it feels like asking would be overstepping some personal boundaries. That way, Anon seems both aware, and it doesn't feel like you're just telling the audience, by the way, if you're a fucking retard, and you're stupid, and you're an idiot, and you're so dumb, I explained their emotions to you, and I had the characters literally bring this shit up, but you're so fucking stupid reading my fanfics, you fucking idiot, that I have to explain it to you, you stupid moron reading my fic, you're dumb, so I'm gonna explain it for the third fucking time. Like, my god, please. Slow down. You're not that smart. It's not that deep, as they say. Ugh. They probably won't tell me, but it may be useful to know. That way I'm better equipped to handle situations. She's not going to school. Who the fuck would know? I want to know so I can try to be a better friend around her. You know, I'm asking, what the hell happened to Stella? In the past, I mean. It is a sensitive subject. Her father looked at me with a sad expression and let out a sigh. Yes, he has a sad expression! You fucking mentioned this just 5 minutes ago! Holy shit, this man has no RAM. He just forgets the last sentence and just knows that he's in the middle of something. However, I can see that you clearly care about our daughter with how you have tried to make out with her twice by now. Oui. C'est language amour. So you deserve to know the truth. Before we moved to America 15 years ago, we learned that Stella had what is called Asperger syndrome. Asperger syndrome. Asperger, by the way, was a fucking asshole who tried to murder Aspies, so honestly, it's kind of fucking weird that we call them that. Like, science is like, no, he found it, he deserves it. I'm like, fuck you, scientists, go to hell. Are we gonna start calling Jews Nazis? They got Nazi syndrome because, you know, the Nazis want to kill them. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Holy shit, man. I'm just saying he belongs on the list of people we should probably forget about. Unless you want it to be a warning, but I don't think people should be classified as a warning. It's also mean. His French accent makes it difficult to piece the words together in the first place. I like how this implies that you're actually you're reverse engineering this, but like, you didn't do that with actual French. You just wrote it down verbatim. No translation. What the fuck are you doing, man? We didn't know what to make of it, but when we moved... I like how you moved to America. Like, you moved to America and found out about it. I'm pretty sure France knows about this stuff too, my man. Especially in the year 2000. No, let's go to America, where this is a more serious issue. We didn't know what to make of it, but when we moved there... Actually, I don't know what it's like in France. I could ask some of my friends. Then we could all learn. I'm probably not going to ask because I forget about this stuff like 5 seconds afterwards. Too dumb. It was difficult. Turns out... So, let me put my little beans down, right? First off... So, identifying and diagnosing Asperger and PDD-NOS and autism and all that stuff, the whole spectrum, is more difficult for girls because apparently they do way more masking because they have, I guess, stronger social drives or the expectations are different. So with girls and women, it's harder to diagnose. In addition, the actual... The symptoms are a little different. So with girls, it's just harder to find. Also, there might be, you know, the usual problem of doctors don't take you seriously. Like, doctors will look at black men and say, like, oh, you pain? It's not a bad pain. Sure, you're bent over dying to death, but it's probably not so bad. You're a big, strong black man. But if a white man said it, they'd be okay with it. Same with women. It's like, no, you're just having menstrual cramps. And it's like, no, it turns out there's a crab in your body and literally devouring you from the inside. No, it's just menstrual cramps. And then they pull the crab out and he's like, oh, I guess it was that. That kind of stuff, you know. What I'm saying is that it makes. I find it impressive they would have figured this out at that point because we're talking like 2020, so that would have been 2005. That's pretty advanced for fucking France, I'd say. Unless France is up ahead. I don't know where they are on this, but that's some advanced signaling, especially for America. Because this is still a problem for diagnosing this stuff in girls. Unless Stella's trans. In which case, everything makes sense. If Stella is trans, if Stella is trans, then the anime stuff makes sense. The bullying makes sense. The Asperger's makes sense because the amount of fucking people I know that have one of those things and also happen to be trans is a little fucking weird. Probably has to do with the fact that men are very heavily based around physical contact and they hate that shit. I assure you it doesn't help. Anyway. Okay. After that, what happened last year? Oh, it's been a while. I keep forgetting this is like months later. The received Caustic was diagnosed with PTSD. Who fucking knew that could happen? After the shooting who took away her daughter from us in her friend. And her friend what? Her friend cooked? Why are we keeping this a secret? If you're gonna drag this out for chapters, man, it's probably not that good of a reveal. Mother fed lots of shock. Okay, husband's at a loss for words. She's been very hard instead of very depressed and scared, locking her in a room. What about a daughter? They've been having a company every time she's left the house. She's suicidal? Or just like at risk of turning into a little ball and not going anywhere? To enter my ride to see a summer that says, there's a cockpit. I have to tell the truth with you, Edon or Stella. This sentence is bad because it reads, I haven't entirely truthful with you, Anon or Stella. Like she's addressing Anon or Stella instead of the thing she's trying to say. I haven't been entirely truthful to you, entirely truthful to you or Stella, Anon. Feels a little more. Still not a great sentence. Actually, you can make this work extremely well by going, I haven't been entirely truthful to either of you. It was no coincidence I was able to find you at the mall. They knew where she was going, and her family asked me to keep an eye on her. Oh, that's great. Is that how Trish found out? She listened in on your communications? I have a feeling it was more than just luck that she found us. I'm a little weirded out, though. Were you watching us this whole time? I asked, the discomfort in my voice causing Rosa to become even more conflicted. See? Tried to give it out as much as I could, watching from a distance. When I saw Trish coming after you, I knew I had to act. I mean, admittedly, it only was like a couple of minutes. That encounter was not that long, so Rosa actually was on top of things, considering that it probably takes a minute to find someone to help. So, you know what, Rosa, props to you for doing the right thing. Wow. Why must we exhaust ourselves typing out the furry art tag when we could claim the more efficient fart tag? Much more efficient. You know, I gotta share that with like several people that I know. I'm sorry. Fart, 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 fart. Fart, 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 fart. Ba, 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 ba. And where were we? I started something a bit more anxious. Da-da-da-da. Where were we? Hold up. Don't know how to feel about this. On the one hand, I feel uncomfortable knowing that her parents were spying on me for all this time. On the other hand, I was grateful that Rosa was there. I would have died. What about a week or two? I mean, to be fair, that's like the ultimate question, ain't it? Do you want the safety of knowing someone's got your back, or do you want the privacy to live your life? What about the day, about a week or two ago when you guys found me? She said I came to the pharmacy alone, and so she saw me and ran the other way. First time since Julio. You mean July. We spent any time together. I offered to go in with her because I could tell she was afraid of being outside of the house, but she insisted on going in by herself. Back to the gun chamber. Take her for a drive until Buenos Aires. Jesus. Talksgiving. uh. Just to make sure her daughter was safe, we reach out to Rosa. I mean, if you were British, I would understand that you would want to have a camera pointed at her 24/7. That's just what it's like at home. A surveillance state that pretends to be a democracy. Rejected. Before he could say more, it's at a pitter-patter, feet against hardwood floors, fills the air as Ghibli runs into the room. You lied to me. Why is the dog saying that it was a lie to? Oh, it's Stella. Then she shaky voice of Stella saying, "Oh, hold on, we need to turn on some proper dramatic music because it turns out we're having a big twist. It turns out there was a surveillance state all along." How did this happen? Let's see. You lied to me. Stella, how much did you? I heard enough. Do you have any idea how much I hate myself already? Now it turns out I've been making shit incredibly complicated for you. I've already made things complicated enough by having Asperger's, and now you're telling me I made things even worse than that? What the hell? Admittedly, I can tell you that there's a lot of people who have let's call them neurodivergent things like that, and they tend to they do think of themselves like additional burdens. So this kind of stuff just compiles. Did you actually want to tell us it was nothing but a job? So you sat alone child to babysit for your parents. Stella, sister. We just want to feel less guilty after Fang shut out the school, and you experienced none of it. Don't forget that Rosa got off easy cheeks. So it was all to be Rosa and her parents, so feeling a little bit of burden to you all. That's what I thought. I was alone for once. You remind me that this. Now this is some good drama. Or we can exit the room this quickly. I hate it when characters exit the room. It is such a soap opera thing to do. I mean, it's mostly done because it helps clear up the amount of actors in a given scene, but on the other hand, bleh. The boat air matriarch side with the feet, and then Anon's gonna go after her, right? That's how this works. They didn't make her feel this way. We only wanted to protect her to make sure she was safe. Yeah, that's the fucking dichotomy you're dealing with. Anyway, where were we? Overprotective, considering I was shooting scarred her. I mean, if she was suicidal and stuff, I could perfectly understand wanting to be this kind of protective. Also, she's very twitchy about being in public. To some extent, you do need that extra protection. You can't just go out in the rain without an umbrella if you have a cold, you know? Silence envelops the room for a good couple of seconds. No one was making any eye contact with each other. So his father lifted his glasses and rubbed his eyes. I'm gonna sit out the window. I don't know how to feel about this. They moved here 15 years ago, and this shit was cute when it was with Rosa to an extent, but surely the adults in the room have picked up on this shit, right? It just feels weird to have everyone do it. Well, I'm bilingual, so I'm just gonna use my own language. Listen, I'm bilingual. I know several bilingual people. This just doesn't happen that often. It's not like a default setting you come with. People tend to do this because they can't find the words, and so they say it out loud, and they try to find the words in hopes that maybe the emotion can be communicated and stuff, you know? But, there's an oddity behind it, because it's so dumb. It's that's not that language, right? Don't be silly. My boy! Thank you for protecting our daughter. And being there for her. I don't think Anon protected her at all. Anon's the reason she got into any danger whatsoever. Anon is literally the reason this went poorly. He didn't protect shit. Vamos, Anon, I'll drive you home. Listen, dogs can pick up on this stuff. Don't even pretend. Why could my parents ever get me a dog? Because you're not autistic enough. If you're autistic, your parents will get you a dog. Apparently, that's just the law. Au revoir! You two get home safely. Isn't that bienvenue? Oh, that's bon voyage, which is like a thing you say to boats. Anon's not a boat! That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, what do you want to talk about? Chico stupido. ¿Por qué pensaste que era una buena idea llevar a Stella sola un centro comercial lento de gente? Eso es todo. Eres tan jodidamente estúpido. What the hell? Did you calm down for 5 seconds? You're not French. Apparently, no. What happened is that it fucked up. What do you think of it to take Stella alone to a crowded shopping mall in air conditioner? Are you that damn stupid? Rosa, couldn't you have intervened if that was that big of a concern? Anyway, he's like, Rosa, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. Like, again, she's a child. It's fine if she does it. But those are parents, and they've been in America for 15 years. They can speak English better than that at that point. Or at the very least, they know how to talk to people. To not mix up their languages, just to seem more professional. Especially if they work here, and they're not just on retirement. It's not a cute character trait when everyone does it. I didn't mean for it to happen. Again, it just feels like you just found Google Translate. You're so proud of yourself. I didn't mean for Trish to break my fucking leg or to try to kill us all. Then why didn't you let me know? Or familiar. Oh, we're doing this. That's not a bad one. It comes out of nowhere, though. But it's not a bad one. I want to have a good time for once. And for once, forget about my fucked up mess of a life and kiss a girl! I like Stella a lot. I just wanted to make her happy and maybe just forget about... Help her forget about her pain, too. I just... Fuck. You wanted to have sex? I mean, admittedly, she is French. She's a slut, so sure, you can get it. You can do that. Her parents are fine with that. Again, they're French. They're sluts. That's how that works. Maybe it is my fault. Maybe I already heard. Like, Anon, it does feel like you're a bit of a magnet for trouble at this point. I feel like maybe some cordial distance is required. Let's see, maybe it is my fault. I also people that I didn't mean to. But don't you dare think for a second that I wanted this to happen to the only people I have left in my life. I'm fucking terrified. You're terrified? I'm fucking terrified of fucking up again. Felt alive again. It's a good thing. I don't want to lose you fucking people. Okay. I think I'm just gonna cut the recording right there.